Hey Franklin, did you see how I was trolling on the new Hasbro live stream today? That was hilarious! Hey, what are you kids doing? Hey, I'm not a kid. What? Who are you? Mess with me and have no doubt I'll turn your eyeballs inside out. Are you threatening us? Put it in reverse or it's gonna get worse. Who are you? When they run dry, we better hit sky or it's goodbye forever. I think this guy is trying to sell us something. Let's get out of this hole and start to roll. Come on, man, let's get out of here. Hello, sunshine, what is new? Goodbye, snake finds, you are through. And now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Hey, all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new G.I. Joe classified Amazon exclusive Roadblock figure from Hasbro. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the packaging with this one. It's the same standardized type box that we get with all the G.I. Joe classified figures. You've got the blue, you've got the logo down below, you've got, this one is called Heavy Artillery Roadblock. This is the third Roadblock, fourth if you count the repaint of the first one in the line. On the bottom corner left side, you've got the artwork for Roadblock, and then same type of artwork on this side. On this side of the packaging, you've got those symbols, and then it tells us it's figure number 28 in the series. And then on the back of the packaging, you have that poster art that is the same with all the figures in the line, except for, of course, the Target store exclusives. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. So here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with all the contents. So you get some nice accessories with this one. You get some real looking weapons as opposed to the weapons we got with the previous two Roadblock figures, probably because this is an online exclusive figure, so they can include more realistic looking weapons. Now, while it's not the exact same type of weapon that the original Roadblock had, it is a big, heavy machine gun type weapon, a mini gun. So one thing I do want to note, and I have been playing around with it a little bit, so it might have gotten a little bent while I was doing that, but you can see like the barrel is a little bent here. I could probably take a hairdryer and straighten that out, but still overall it's pretty nice looking. You've got the Gatling type gun, which you can actually turn. It does rotate. You don't get like bullets, but they give you this, and I believe this is supposed to be where the bullets are stored in this type of weapon, which just slides on there. Now, I actually kind of prefer displaying the figure without this. I just think it looks a little more sleeker when you don't have this barrel thing, or whatever you want to call this, that holds the ammo on the bottom. And so, like I said, I just kind of prefer to have it have the figure hold the gun like this. Now you got the handle on the top and on the back, so he can double grip it, which is nice. For a big gun like this, you would need both handles. And as I said, the barrel does actually turn. Now you have these little holes here, so it almost seemed like they made it so you could add some blast effects if you had them, but they don't really stick in there very good. So I don't think they really intended that. If you can kind of, maybe jury rig it a little bit. Same thing for his other weapon that they included, which is a pistol, which is done with a gun green. Both weapons are just done with, that kind of military green type color. No other real detail as far as paint applications go on the weapons. But you get a pistol as well. And then again, on the tip here, they've got that hole. And you can actually get some of these kind of effects in a little bit easier on this one. The hole is a little bit bigger. But still, it doesn't, at least the ones that I have, it doesn't seem like these actually hold them very well, the weapons. But, they don't include any blast effects or anything. So, it might not be really that big a deal. But just because it does look like, they included the holes in the barrels, I know people, who do have these kind of blast effects will probably try and stick them into the weapons. And as I said, you can, if you fool with it, you can actually, at least with the pistol. I've had less success with the minigun, but definitely with the pistol, you can, if you work with it, you can get some effects in there. And then the final accessory that they've included is a military helmet. Now, this is not something that you generally saw Roadblock wear in the cartoon. In fact, I don't think he ever wore a helmet in the cartoon. maybe in the comics, but even there, I don't think he really wore a helmet on any regular basis. But it is a helmet is something that was included with the original figure, which I think is why Hasbro included it with this one. And it does fit on there nice and tight. It's got some pretty nice detailing on there. So it's not just like a smooth helmet like the old 3 3/4 inch one was. And overall, I think it looks pretty good. And you've got the straps that hang down. They don't attach or anything. But again, if you like the helmet, I prefer Roadblock without the helmet. But if you did like your original Roadblock figure, if you displayed it with the helmet, then this version also comes with that, which I think is a nice nod to the original figure. Now, besides that, you get a holster, a working gun holster on the right leg. So the holster itself is done with a hard plastic. It is a separate piece, and it just kind of slides in there and does stay in there nice and tight. Now, if you push it all the way down, the barrel will stick out the bottom of the holster. So I prefer not to stick it all the way down because I don't like it when the barrel sticks out the bottom. So I kind of just stick it in about that much. But that's really kind of up to you. You get this web gear on the figure, which is a separate piece. However, like we see with most of the classified figures, they did not make this removable. There's no place where you can unsnap it or anything. You could cut it off, or if you want to try and take the figure apart, you could get it off. But otherwise, you can kind of pull it down from the shoulders, but you're not going to be able to get it off the waist unless, again, like I said, you either cut it off or you take the figure apart. So I'm going to leave mine on there. He's got some nice detailing on the shirt with the camo, the sleeveless shirt. So, this is, again, a nod to the original outfit for the original figure. You've got some nice texturing on the shirt, which looks good. And then he's got the black gloves. He's got the brown pants. He's got a belt underneath the web gear as well. And then he's got just, again, kind of a nod to the original figure. And then with the boots, you've got this dark army green on the front on the armor plating. And then the boot itself underneath that is black. Now this figure stands just a little bit over 6 3/4 inches tall. So not quite 7 inches. But he is on the tall side, as he should be. Now here's a look at all 3 classified Roadblock figures that Hasbro's done. Again, there's a 4th one if you want to count the repaint of this one, which I don't have, but it's the exact same figure as that one, just with some different paint deco. But these are the 3 main Roadblock figures that they've done for the classified line. So this is the original one in Wave 1. This is the Target store exclusive, and then this is the newest one, which is honestly the best of the 3, especially if you're a fan of the original Roadblock, which was my favorite look for the character. He's had multiple looks over the years, including even in the original line, but this original look is really the one that I personally prefer. Now, not only is this my favorite look for the character, but this is also, I think, the best head sculpt that they've done for the character in this line. So with the previous 2 versions, the original Roadblock that they did was bald like this one, but they gave him a full beard. I prefer the goatee, and it's not even like the goatee really does not stand out that much. So again, this is really my preferred head sculpt out of the 3. It is similar to this one, but again, they gave him the full beard on that one. And I kind of like the expression on this new figure as well. And then they went really different on that Target exclusive one. This one does not look anything like Roadblock to me. This really almost reminds me more of Heavy Duty. That's what I use this one actually as is the Heavy Duty character. I really feel like this look is more fitting for that than Roadblock. But as I said, this head sculpt I definitely think is the best of the 3. And then again, with the overall look, I think they've done a solid job. And if you were wondering, the head sculpts on the other 2 Roadblock figures do fit on this one. So if you wanted to give your classic Roadblock figure a more updated head sculpt with a beard or such, you can do that. Again, for me, I prefer the head sculpt that comes with the actual figure. But if you do for some reason like one of the others, you can switch them out. And here's a look at the Target exclusive one on here as well, which actually doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look like Roadblock to me, but the head sculpt actually looks pretty good on this one. Now, just for some other comparisons, here's a look at the Gung Ho figure in the line. To me, these were the two original big dudes in G.I. Joe, and both of these guys are about the same height. Here's a look at the Duke and Flint figures, and Roadblock is taller than both of them, as he should be. And then just for a Cobra comparison, here's a look at the Target exclusive Cobra Viper figure. And again, Roadblock is taller. And then finally, here's a comparison. This is the 25th anniversary Roadblock figure, 3 3/4 inch one. I don't have an original from the 80s, but you know, this is what that 25th anniversary is based on. So you can see the outfits are very similar. And one thing I want to note, they did not include a backpack with this classified Roadblock, but they did have, there's a hole in the back, and then they even included a hole on the web gear. I don't know if this web gear is used on another figure. I don't recall that, but you know, even though they didn't give you a backpack, they essentially gave you the holes on the back so that you could put one on it if you ever so chose. But as I said, they did not include it, even though the original figure, I don't think this is what the if I remember correctly, this is not what the backpack on the original figure looked like, but I believe the original one did actually have a backpack as well. And he also had the, you know, the stand for his gun that you could put on the back there. Which, of course, this gun doesn't have a stand with the classified one, so that's not something that was included with it. Now, for articulation, you can turn the head all the way around. He can look down really good, and he can look up really good. He's got that ball hinge joint there on the neck, so you get pretty good head movement. With the arm, you can get the arm out good, and you can rotate the arm all the way around, no problem. You do have that butterfly type joint, so you get a little bit extra movement there. You get a bicep swivel. Oh, and one thing I also want to note, they did not include any tattoos on the figure, which the original did not have. You know, the two more modern ones have tattoos on the left arm, but they did not include that with this one, which I'm glad. And then, so again, you have a bicep swivel on the arm. You have a double hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow good. You've got rotation. You've got the hinges on the hand, so up and down movement, which is nice. He's got an ab crunch joint, so he can crunch forward good. And he can look back pretty good. You get a waist swivel. The legs, he can do the splits good. You can kind of pull the legs out, and then he can get them up good, and you can do them back really good. You've got a thigh swivel. You've got double hinged knees. You've got a boot cuff swivel. You've got hinges, so up and down movement. And then, of course, you do have ankle pivot. You have 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. And overall, you know, the construction on this figure seems to be pretty solid. No gummy joints or anything. Maybe over time, I could see some of these joints maybe getting a little bit loose. And when he's got the big gun, when he's holding the big gun, he can sometimes has a tendency to fall forward. So that's just something to be wary of. But overall, I would say the construction on this one is pretty solid, and you get a nice wide range of movement with the figure and its articulation. Okay, so that's my review. And overall, I really like this figure. I mean, it took him 3 times the charm, I guess. But this is definitely, to me, the definitive Roadblock classified figure. And even though I know, you know, Amazon has been sold out of the figure here recently, I do believe at some point they probably will get some more in stock. So if you have not been able to get your hands on the figure yet, you know, I wouldn't lose hope. But as I said, out of the 3, 4, if you count the repaint, Roadblock figures they've already done for the classified line, I think this is by far the best one. I love the classic look. I love the minigun, the realistic weapons, and this is the one I will be displaying with my other figures. And that's my review. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about the figure down in the comments section below. If you haven't already, please think about subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. You should also hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. You can also like the video if you're so inclined. As always, guys, stay safe out there, and until next time, I'll catch you later. And remember, knowing is half the battle.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News Message Boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.